Welcome to another IoT intro video. I'm your host Ulno, and this time I want to show you how to connect this little display that fits nicely on the Wemos D1 Mini into the IoTempower system. As you see, we have here our normal gateway setup, and we have the display, and you have to put this display onto the Wemos D1 Mini to mount it actually. So let's do that right away. So we take this display and put it on there. And only thing is, again, make sure that the pins line up. And that means actually that you should be able to see the antenna afterwards. So that's the way you install the display. So let's plug the device in so we can flash it. Let's also check out how the display works. So here we go to our display, and you see you can control a lot of display with this, but pay attention to the examples. Here we have the small Wemos D1 Mini with a setup. So I will copy the whole thing here to put into our example. So let's go to Cloud Commander and let's create a new node in our test room. In there we need to create a new node. And then we have to rename the node. Let's say this is in the kitchen, say the kitchen nodes. And so in the kitchen nodes, we now have to have the little screen. So then we have to copy it in there to save it. And then we have to flash this. We have connected the device correctly. So let's initialize the device. And here we go. Successfully flashed. We can go back to our node red. We can see what we get here. Some initial information. Clean that. And as you see, there's not much reporting going on because the display is not measuring anything and doesn't really have a status. So let's take a look at the manual and see what we can do. We can send some topics. And we're sending it directly to the display. So there's basically no set topic that we have to give. So let's kind of think again. Okay, this thing here is in demo 01 test room, kitchen notes. So we can actually just send it from here. We go here into advanced and do a shell escape so that we are in the right folder. Go to the IoT environment and we just send a message now from here. The moment the display is empty, maybe we should show that quickly. Yeah, so nothing is on the display. And now we do an MQTT send to OLED and send an hello. And you see we get a tiny, tiny hello on there. So let's send a couple of more hellos. And let's look at the display. And you see you have these. So might get a little bit much, so let's kind of clear it. Let's look at the documentation quickly again. And so if we look here at the documentation, it says we can send an ampersand clear. So let's send, for example, a big number. And you will see that now we just have the number. So we can use that to go back. That's also a cursor positioning possible. And you see it's kind of a little bit small. So if you want it bigger, you can actually select different fonts. Go here out of this and edit this one's fonts. So let's see. There are tons of other fonts, but I have to look them up in actually the library that I use for accessing the display. So we have this sent. So let's go back to this menu and let's see how the hello looks this time. What? Ah, so we basically need to send it to the right thing. See, it's a tiny bit bigger. So let's do some more. I just want to show that it actually starts scrolling if I go up. So let's take a look. And you see that some of the hellos are starting to scroll out. So I will send another 90, then you see the hello will be gone. And this way you can give some nice information, temperature information, little messages to send around. And so it's kind of nice to have this tiny display as a confirmation in there. You see we also use it actually as our dongle to show some screen information for the Raspberry Pi. So it's always really handy to be able to do such a nice display. But you can do other displays as you see in the example, bigger displays. So basically any type of I2C based display can be controlled with display here. Yeah, this is all I want to show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will use a lot of small displays to be informed about your status and kind of bridging the physical and virtual world. Stay tuned and see you soon again here in the IoTempower. Ciao!